Okay, here is the cutter that I circle ground for those dowel pins. So I'm going to electrograve it here so it doesn't get lost in the mix. So I'm going to write on it CG. See if I can do that. You can see it. Can you see it? Or maybe. Yep, and then the size. Whoop. 2, 8, 8. Yeah, I can see it. I'm going to put write it right on the end of CG. I wear gloves because I think this thing's going to electrocute me. Okay, we'll get back over to the jig borer. Now, I videoed 14 minutes of using this, and the microphone came unplugged, and I'll run it at the end of this video. Okay, I got another cutter to work on for the dowel pins, and I'll explain that. Well, hello and welcome back to Harley Davidson Machine Shop. Sometimes things get a little wobbly when you're dealing with this stuff, and I had some steel sleeves in this thing, and I really hadn't come across that. And the circle ground end mill wobbled just a little bit, so I'm going to clean up the holes. And see if we can see what I'm doing here. I'll look through the back of the camera. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, I'm going to clean that hole up. I'm going to feed it in by hand. Very carefully. Going in 300 thousandths. And that's right there. Looks good. Okay, I moved over to the center dowel pin hole, and I'm going to clean it up like the other. I'm going to make them all the same size. And here we go. You will find I am the only one on the entire internet that'll demonstrate this machine. So how are we looking here? I'm going to zero it and go on in. Make sure it's on there. Yeah, you can see that. Running 729 RPMs on a Moore No. 2 Jig Borer. Yeah, no kidding. This brings out the bullies and even more thumbs down. But I'll tell you something about that. Hold on. Almost there. Going in 300 thousandths. I'm going to have exact holes in exact location. Very carefully here. 300 thousandths, that's it. I can't be bullied. I like the thumbs down. You want to get mouthy? Go ahead. No. The world is full of bullshitters. But I've got confidence to do this. Lots of confidence. I got to get this off the machine here. Got a rag stuck here. Really stuck. I have to go back here. There we go. Okay, get to that last location. Almost there. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of good thumbs down. I totally expect it. All right. I use this machine for working on hydrostatic transmissions, which in some ways are similar to Harley engines as far as the bearing arrangement. And I'm gonna get some wax lube in that hole. It's a mixture of beeswax and some cutting fluids and a couple of secret ingredients. I won't say what they are because they're toxic. Machine shop's a harsh environment. Let's see here. And that location is 8.5819. Better go on this one. 8. I gotta be sure. 5819. Look up there at the DRO. We're gonna 5819. There we are. Lock the non-influence gib. You see it'll jump because I got a little too much oil on the table. But I float the table to these locations to reduce wear. It's the nature of this machine. It is not a Bridgeport. 5.2766. Come on. Up. 6.6. Yep. There we go. See, I locked the table and it didn't move. Okay, and we cut. Shall we cut? With the machines in here I can carve these cases out of a solid block of aluminum. but I'd never do it. There's no reason to. Here we go. Gonna go in 300 thousandths on these exact locations. Almost done. Now I shot a video of me moving this thing around and doing that circle ground end mill, but the sound cut off. I don't know if I'll tag it to the end of this or not, but it's 14 minutes without sound. So the bullies can give me a thumbs down for that, huh? I have to laugh at this stuff. There we are, 300 thousandths. Hit the brake. That there is a Moore boring head. Okay, we'll be back. You're all doing well this evening. I have two options to make these dowel pins, and one of them is that Monarch 10EE over there, but that's not really necessary for this. And I was making some small parts for a person unrelated to this motorcycle stuff, and I got the Axelson set up here. I got a lever collet chuck there, and I was using this turret tailstock. Makes that a good small parts machine. Now, I work differently than what you see on BoobTube or the stupid machinist forums that are absolutely worthless. I use a tool and cutter grinder, and I grind my own cutters. So I have the cutter grinder here set up for that cutter, and I'll show you what I use here. I got an almost wore out Micro 100 ARA. I cut it off there because it's easier to sharpen. And I was doing some other things with this thing, and I had to put quite a radius on this. This is a standard brazed tool bit, but this is Micro 100 Super Carbide. And you can use this on bench lathes and machines that don't turn as fast as that 4,000 RPM Monarch 10EE there. The old Axelson here will go up to 1127, and I'll probably cut it at 628 or 849, which is pretty slow for a 3/8 drill rod. So what I'm going to do here, I was checking out the edge. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. Probably the light's not right. Pretty raggedy though. So I'm going to go ahead and sharpen that, and I'll set up the camera to do it. Okay, I come from a different discipline than most are used to. Instead of being a shake and bake machinist, shaking cutters out of packages, I make them. Here's a boring bar that I fabricated here. That's Micro 100 that I brazed onto this piece of steel that I forged over so I could get some angle and have that piece of carbide on center. So there's that, but for lathe bits I use a vise. So I'm going to stick that in there. I got it set up for 9 degrees, front clearance. I always cut these back from the front. I got too much of a radius on there and it's dull. So I'm going to take and work it over. So I put the cutter in here and I got a 13-degree angle here, front angle. And the back angle I changed from stock to about 2 to 3 degrees from flat. Makes it freer cutting. And I'll grab it in this vise here, in this all-tool Rotodex. One of the holy grails of grinder fixtures. How about that? So we'll see where we are here. Okay, I got to get that over the other direction. At 13. Let me see, where is that? I'll use, I need a lot of magnification in my old age here. So I got to see that, exactly where that is. Almost there. There's a 90. There's 113 right there. All righty. We'll get that over there. Looking good. There we go. Got the machine lubed up good. We'll start cutting it. Ease it on in there. I'm going to have to get my head in the way. It's a diamond cup wheel. Grinding carbide. Yeah. I think you can see that okay. This is a Cincinatti #2 tool and cutter grinder. There we are. Beautiful. Okay, in we go. I'm going to kick that vacuum on here. Carbide dust is dangerously toxic. Get it about 2 thousandths at a time. Let's cut back quite a bit here because I had quite a nose radius on there. And I'm not going to have very much of a nose radius cutting that drill rod. I've been doing this for a long, long time. And I'm very used to using a tool and cutter grinder. I always have a super sharp tool at the correct angles. It gives me the edge. The edge over the competition. The Harley Davidson thing is a pretty competitive deal, but so is general machine work. This tool is on its last lap here. These Micro 100 bits are quite expensive. This is a half-inch one, and I think they're about $16 or $17 now. But they'll outlast a box of Chinese bits. Micro 100. If you're having trouble using carbide, this is the stuff. Okay, I gotta take a look at that. And I do a little test with my thumbnail. Still dull. This wheel is quite a coarse one. It's like I'm grinding into the steel a little bit. It's not a big deal. It actually cleans the wheel. I also get thumbs down from people that think they know how to use one of these machines, or claim they do, but they have no website, nothing. No videos. They get mouthy. I tell them to get lost. If they don't get lost, then I push the goodbye forever button. And I've pushed that button many times. One thing I noticed about the bullies on YouTube is the ones that shoot the mouth off don't have any videos. And I tell these people, okay, you know everything, so where's your channel? Then they run away, leave thumbs down. I get those thumbs down, I know I'm doing my job. There we go. I think I got it now. I tested with my thumbnail. And it's grabbing my thumbnail and it's shut. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Okay, got that cutter out of there and having a look at it. And it looks very, very sharp. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use a measuring type magnifier. This one is a SPI scale loop. And I believe you can see that there's a grid in there. Then I think to the left, upper, if you can see, is some circles, and that's what I judge the radius by. Now I do the radiuses by hand because they're so small that it's just very difficult to do it on this grinder. Tiny radiuses, and this radius is going to be a bit less than 1/64 of an inch. So I start on this easy lap here, and I just start rolling it. I can feel it drag. Yeah, feels just right. Just like that. I'm pulling it and just rolling it over. This cuts pretty quick. Okay. I'm going to check it with the scale loop here. Perfect. Okay. Next, I'm going to polish it. And I got a Norton diamond hone. That's 150 on 150 grit on one and 320 on the other. I'm going to take this and do the same thing. A lot like that. That's it. Yeah, see, I'm absolutely in full control of the cutter, the angles, and the radius. Check it on my thumbnail. Oh, look at that, sharp. Okay, it's getting a little bit late, and I'm going to do it on that Axelson, and that Axelson roars like a lion, so I don't want to get the neighbor mad at me, so I'll pick it up in the morning. And let me get this thing off here. Okay, so you're seeing a different way of working. Machine working, cutter grinding, that you don't often see. And there's like the internet's full of bullies, and all you gotta do is bring up that Monarch 10EE, they get jealous as hell. You bring up that Jig Borer, they get all freaked out and stuff like that. And one owner of that creepiest forum, what a lying piece of crap he is, said he used one as a drill press, you know. If he did that, he's a complete jerk anyway, but he is a jerk. And he stinks. He smells like maggot chicken and spoiled hamburger because that's what he eats. And that's what they all eat on those forums, isn't it? I'm a little bit thumbs down on those forums, and they come and give me thumbs downs too. So anyway, I'll get back on this in the morning. I'll make those dowel pins. We'll see how things fit together. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I was going to run a video that I lost the sound off when I was using that circle ground cutter. It's 14 minutes long, and I already deleted it. So, whatever. I'll be back. Have a good evening. Okay, guys, let's keep going.